there's a space, there's this gap, and the sun is like right there.
It did that last time we did it. That's so funny.
Yeah, because it was right around this time. So
right around this time.
White Stripe.
That's a great name for your band.
It's bad news, and Joel here and Travis there with his green screen. That's not so green. Travis, can you see what it looks like on the Twitch? See the lower third?
Let me look here now. Let me click it on over to the Twitch.
It's bad.
Oh, there it is. Bad Crypto Podcast. Oh, except we're on the wrong sides.
Yeah. So confusing.
On the wrong side.
Also, I messed up something with the names. Like the text is white, and so they're not coming up when I click. So people have to know who we are. Anyway, I think
white on white. There we go. Very nice. That looks good.
I think Aaron is sharing this, but we're going to go ahead and record episode 213 while doing it live here on BeLive officially here. So we are recording. That's good because we are live on Twitch. I see it now. And here we go.
14 second delay. You guys are seeing it live after 14 seconds.
Yeah, there's a little delay. All right, teaser in 3, 2. It may be down 80% from its all-time high, but some say Bitcoin is the world's best performing asset class of the past 10 years. Google searches for Bitcoin are on the climb, but Bitcoin is still more valuable than Venezuelan currency. One of the 50 states is now accepting crypto for tax payments. The University of Tokyo is launching a blockchain course, and Overstock makes a bold move to focus on blockchain. I'm Joel Comm, and along with Travis Wright, we're going to cover the latest news happening in the crypto world. It's Thursday, November 29th, and this is the Bad News episode number 213 of the Bad Crypto Podcast. What's with the wonky glasses?
Gotta put on wonky glasses. Why not?
No, they're like this. You're like, I like your Matrix ones. They go,
yeah. I don't need those anymore. I literally can't wear those. I don't need reading glasses anymore.
I'm just correcting some grammatical errors. Or the latest, not the last news. Latest news.
Latest.
Okay.
I'm gonna refresh my coin market cap. Do the same, so we're on the exact same thing. Plow.
Refreshed, 137 billion about. Okay. Mm-hmm. And welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the crypto curious and the crypto serious and the crypto Travis. Hey, bud.
And the crypto thirsty. I'm taking a drink. Right now.
Wait, I went to get water and I left it in the other room. Hang on a second.
You might want that. Now we're going to 14 seconds from now. You're going to be able to see Joel Comm walk away. And now he's going to get up.
Hashtag walk away.
Now he's walking away.
I'm walking back.
Oh, hashtag walking back.
The beauty of editing.
That's true.
It's the beauty of editing. Okay, I'm going to do that again.
Editing.
And welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast, the show for the crypto curious, the crypto serious, and the not so serious. The silliest. Mr. Travis Wright, right here.
I guess I'm the silliest.
You can be.
I can be silly. You know what? It's like I have a couple of modes. It's like I'm either like really focused and I'm like deep in thought and I'm asking these super relevant questions and I'm just like thinking about or I'm just in total joke mode. It's like that's what you get with Travis, like super thoughtful or joke mode. And I've always been like that. There's like I remember in grade school, like I would get kicked out of my class because I said something hilarious. Then I had to go out in the hallway, and then the principal would see me, and then I'd get a SWAT because I said something hilarious. They were literally trying to SWAT the hilarity out of me, Mr. Joel Comm. I did not let them.
And they put a dunce cap on you, and I see you're still wearing the dunce cap. Oh,
no, this is world champion a couple years ago.
That just happened right there.
Why you gotta be like Mr. Joel Comm? Such a hater.
Glad everybody's here, and we want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, Digitex.
Digitex. We are fans of Digitex, so much so that we are actually advisors. And what they're doing is they are building this commission-free trading platform for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and in the future, maybe some others in the future, right? There's some rumblings about that. So this
that was just
trade
my stomach. That
was. Oh, yeah. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So their trading platform will eliminate all transaction fees as well as withdrawal and deposit fees. It's really interesting the way they're doing this, and they do that with their DGTX token. And so you can actually sign up for their exchange. They have over 500,000 people now in line, way more than that now at this point, that are trying to be part of this, get early access to the wait list, badco.in/futures. That will get you early access. You put your name in there, and then whenever they go live and they launch their platform, you can have access to it.
Yeah, because like, why wouldn't you want access to that?
That's true.
Cool. Hang on a second. I want to check something before we take the next step here. By the way, hi to everybody who's watching. Why can't I? That's why. Hang on. I want to pull up Rachel's show and see if she's got enough reviews yet for a rating. I know it's just been a couple of weeks. So. Let's see, Crypto Chickie.
Yeah, we should have that in the notes in the opener as well, just as a reminder.
Which reminded you?
You reminded us on our own. You're a good reminder.
She does not. She has one review so far. Okay. So you just finished the Digitex. You gave the URL, right?
badco.in/futures.
Oh, Aaron's texting me because they changed the link. New username is BeLive official.
We figured that out.
She's going to share that. Hey, to those of you who are here, feel free to comment, and I'll see the comments here on Twitch Arena to be able to engage with you guys should we decide to. So, okay, you just finished talking about that. And also shout out to Rachel Wolfson, the Crypto Chick. Her new show is off to the races. Brought us a great interview with Justin Sun, and now she has her own podcast called The Crypto Chick, and her first episode was talking DApps or DApps. Sorry, I better say it right. DApps with David Johnston, the creator of DApps, and that is a weekly show. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, thecryptochick.io is the place for you to go.
That is true. And you know what? She's done such a fabulous job. She started out, her and, we had them on the show, her and Sarah Austin on the show about 6 months ago or so. And they were doing interviews and podcast. And then just every once in a while they would be on. But then Rachel just kept interviewing all these amazing people when she goes to these events. She is a machine. And so we had all this backlog of content that she had. Let's get you going on your own show. You got so much content already.
Yeah,
right?
She is. She's putting out a lot of content, so you guys can go check it out at thecryptochick.io. There's the website for those of you that are viewing live. And there's lovely Rachel, not in a bikini, but if you follow her on Instagram or on Twitter, her Insta account is actually blockchain and bikinis. So she does wear one well.
A lot of times, I don't think she's ever done any interviews in bikinis, but if she's anywhere near a beach, she is in a bikini for sure.
Totally is. Okay, we got lots of news for you, so let's get jiggy with it.
I'm sharing on the Twitters right now.
Transition music. And checking out Coin Market Cap right now, time-stamped for Thursday, the 29th of November at 2:08 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's 4 on the East Coast and 1 on the left coast. $137 billion market cap. Bitcoin, $42.39. Ripple, 37 cents. Ethereum, 118. Bcash, ABC, about 180. While Bcash SV is about 93. Stellar, 16 cents. EOS, $3. Litecoin, 33 and change. And Tether, 99.87, so almost pegged back to its $1 point again.
Yep. It's been a crazy week here in crypto land. I mean, we didn't do a bad news last week because of Thanksgiving, and we figured nobody's going to tune in, having us, post tryptophan and all the turkey. But this last 2 weeks, man, crypto has went down the holo. and it's been bad, yo.
It is cornholio.
Yeah,
Blockchain holio. Yeah, it's been a rough ride for sure, and many people wondering, have we seen the bottom? Is this the bottom, or could things go even lower? It's it's crazy. It's possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's different people who have talked about different things on this, and I've chatted with a few different folks who are big on technical analysis. And so one of them said, if we go below 3,700, we're going to test 3,000. They said if we go below 3,000, we're going to test 2,400. Or we go below 2,400, we're going to hit 1,800. If we go below 1,800, we're going to hit 1,000. So it's
I just can't imagine that, with Bitcoin being really the granddaddy of all cryptocurrencies. There's these people that complained at 20,000. I wish I picked it up at 15 or 16. And now you can get it for 4,200, and you might be able to even get it cheaper before we make our next run, assuming we are going to make that next run.
And you know what? That's the thing about this. Like, every other crypto is tied to Bitcoin. Right. And so when Bitcoin goes down, the price normally goes down with all of them. Right. Because it's like, as you said, Bitcoin's the big daddy. It's almost like oil, and how oil pretty much worldwide is tied to the US dollar. The value of the US dollar goes down. The price of oil goes up. The price of oil goes down. The price of the value of the dollar goes up. I mean, it's tied to that. Crypto is tied to Bitcoin. And so maybe as it evolves more, Mr. Joel Comm, maybe with those stable coins, we'll start seeing, there'll be more, less volatility because of Bitcoin, going up and down. And I think that's stable coins are the thing that can really help us all in this, especially for merchants who are looking to, trade, buy, and, be able to sell or take payments in crypto. What is if you take crypto, you take some Bitcoin, and all of a sudden it tanks 80% and you didn't sell it. And so now you've lost money on that. So that's why stable coins are pretty important. I think.
I just want to know, when's Tether going to moon?
Probably not going to moon, brother.
Well, let's jump into our first story then, right around this topic. There's a gentleman named Anthony Pompliano. He's a crypto industry investor, and he said on CNBC's Squawk Box just a few days ago that Bitcoin will likely fall to about $3,000. That's what he's saying. It could happen. But here's what's really optimistic, and this is a quote from him. Bitcoin is the most secure transaction settlement layer in the world, so it's got to be worth something. It's the best performing asset class over the past 10 years. It's outperformed the S&P, Dow, NASDAQ during the longest bull run. It experienced 285% drops during that time, but it's still up over 400% in the last 2 years. And he also alludes that major players are getting involved, like Fidelity and New York Stock Exchange. So how can it not be a solid investment?
Well, the price to actually mine Bitcoin is higher than, some of those numbers that we've been talking about, right? It costs more than $1,000 to mine a Bitcoin at this point. I think if it goes below $3,000, we're going to see even more miners shutting down. And then what happens when more and more miners shut down and more hash power goes away? Is that a power play by whales that are trying to do that stuff? I don't necessarily know, but it is interesting to have seen this ride. But if you're familiar with crypto in the past, this has happened multiple times. I mean, this 85% loss from all-time highs, that's happened 3 or 4 different times already in crypto. It's like it goes way up, then it crashes. It went from all the way up to 30 something dollars, and then it crashed all the way down to 2. Then it went up all the way up to like, I don't know, $1,300 or something. Then it crashed all the way down to like $100 something or $200 something. And so this is not something that is foreign in this space. It is volatile, and that's why there's more and more solutions that are coming up that are working towards alleviating some of that volatility for retail investors. Because if you're trying to hodl, like everyone says, hodl, just hodl. Well, guess what? You should have sodled. Sodled shit. You didn't sodl. And everybody wishes that we could go back in that time machine to January 7th, 2018 and unload when the crypto markets was $850 billion. Today it's $130 something billion. That's a big, big drop.
I soddled a little.
You soddled a little? That's good.
Did. Yeah.
I foddled. You got to know when to hodl, know when to foddle, know when to walk away when the dealing's done.
Here's some more interesting news around Bitcoin. The Google search for the term Bitcoin has hit its highest level since April. Now, hang on a sec.
Let me do that too. There you go.
When you take a look at this chart for the Google searches, and you see, back in late December and January, interest was huge, and then it just fell off into mid-March, and it's been relatively low, and it's up a bit. Still it looks like just a little bit that it's up, but it does show that people are searching for Bitcoin more. And people have speculated that the price of Bitcoin and Google search trends are correlated, so that if we see searches increasing, maybe that means a price increase is coming.
Well, sometimes that means there's more hype around it, or there's more news being talked about it. So I'm actually on Google. I'm on trends.google.com. I typed in Bitcoin the week of December 17th to December 23rd of last year. Bitcoin, that's the highest point. That's 100. If we scroll down to where over here on the graphic where we are, Bitcoin at about November 4th through the 10th, Bitcoin was at a 5 compared to December of last year. Now it's sitting at a 14 compared to last year, but that is the highest that it has been since let me go back here and look. Yeah, since March. April was when it dipped. April 1st, April 7th, that was the last time that it got that high. But I think a lot of the news has been around crypto is crashing, Bitcoin is down. And so people are searching because they hadn't thought about it in 9 months. And now they want to go check it and see how much their crypto is worth. And now they're sad.
This is kind of funny because you can see interest in our podcast is really similar to that. If you go to trends, you type Bad Crypto Podcast, you can see interest was at an all-time high the week of January 7th to 13th. And we too are seeing a little uptick here as we enter into this week, like a bunch, a really solid uptick this week. So kind of funny.
Oh man, we had a big uptick. Wow, that is hilarious. Well, actually, our biggest time was January 7th through January 13th, whenever crypto was at its all-time high. Bad crypto was at its all-time high. That's good.
A different approach from an article in the LA Times. They're saying that Venezuela's inflation is around 49,000% right now. 49,000%. That is absolutely crazy. So Bitcoin is still worth more than the Venezuelan bolivar, but the 80% decline in value certainly is going toe to toe with that.
When you look at this, it says Bitcoin plunges again. Now the only currency worse than Bitcoin is Venezuela's.
I don't actually believe that. And
what kind of garbage is that? I mean, it's still like even if you bought crypto like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and then you held it. I mean, the value of it is still way higher than it has been. The thing is, even with it at $4,000 before it took this ginormous march up to $20,000, it was still around $2,000. And so if you bought it when it was around $2,000 before the hype cycle really kicked into play, then you're doing well. Most people probably, if they got in early, they bought it much less than $2,000 and they're still happy. They probably bought it around $200, $300, $400, $500 if they got in early or mid 2016. So, I mean, it depends on when you're comparing the asset to. Yeah, if this year it's tanked 80%, it's not the only time it's done that. But how many times have we heard, Mr. Joel Comm, that Bitcoin is dead?
It's dead many times. By the way, this is in the LA Times, but they are owned by the Washington Post. This is actually a Washington Post story. So that pretty much tells you all you need to know. But you can check it out for yourself. We like to provide all different points of view, and then you go read it and you decide, is this a bogus story or not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Some people say this is fake news. Some people may not say it's fake news. I say it's news. All news, do your own research on. I don't really fully believe any piece of news. I always go to multiple sources, and most of the time not mainstream sources, and I do my own research because that's what you got to do today, folks.
So this article on Forbes centers around a future guest who is heavily involved in the crypto space, Michael Turpin. I didn't know he did this, but he filed a $224 million lawsuit against AT&T, saying that they had failed to protect his phone number even after escalating his account, and he lost $24 million in a hack of cryptos. So he has he's suing them for 10 times that. And I hope he gets them, because these carriers really have not demonstrated that they understand security.
Mm-hmm. You know, the only ones that I've seen that we've talked to, Verizon and Sprint in America are pretty good about it, at least for security. But AT&T and T-Mobile, they've been horrendous. I'm part of a group on Facebook, a private group of folks who have been hacked through the SIM card jacking process. That happened to me back in October of last year. They were trying to steal my cryptos. That's like episode badco.in / like 34, 35, something like that. You can go back and read that. But we got
them all. You don't know when all the episodes were?
We were at 260 some odd. That's hard to know all that, but that's about when I got hacked. It was in October, and it's been amazing. Like T-Mobile has there's this back door that was open from these hackers where they didn't even have to talk to anybody in operations or anybody in customer service. They literally could go on the dark web and say, "I want this phone number, switch to mine from T-Mobile," and then they had some back door that was able to do that. Once I learned that, I was like, "Oh my God, I got to get off of T-Mobile because I can't have that." And then, AT&T has had this problem a whole lot. Those are the two that has had the most problems with SIM card jacking. So if you are in crypto and you want to keep your crypto and you're not, super savvy when it comes to security, you may want to look at moving over to Verizon or Sprint, and they are not sponsors of the show.
They should be, because it's certainly the right audience for anybody that's in crypto. I would not consider ever again being with those other carriers, their lack of security. Anyway, you guys can go to the show notes at badco.in /213 and read this article. It's called Thefts, Hacks, and Surveillance. Whose side is blockchain on? And,
speaking of hacks, now there's been a lot of issues that have happened. And actually, one of my business partner contacted me over the weekend and said, "Hey, this law firm in town here has gotten hacked, and they said that they're not going to give them back their information until they pay them 3 Bitcoin. To do that, we need to pay them 3 Bitcoin so we can get their keys, so we can, because they've locked all their data and they're going to be out of power for the whole, until they pay them." And they literally paid them. And they said within 30 minutes, they gave them the keys back. Well, this next piece of news is really huge because it ties into that. U.S. regulators have tied 2 Bitcoin addresses to Iranian ransomware plot. And they have tried to, they've basically called out these crypto addresses on a sanction, which is really interesting. And so there's these 2 residents that they're calling out, Ali Khorashzadeh and Mohammed Gorbanian. Well, here's the thing. If you read this article and you read the news, they have over 7,000 Bitcoin transactions into Iranian rial, which is their currency. They processed over 6,000 Bitcoins, which is worth millions of dollars. And they've hit over 200 confirmed victims with this type of thing. They've been hitting corporations, hospitals, university, government agencies, law firms. So these are not the only people that are out there doing that, I'm sure, but to snag a couple of big ones and being able to identify who they are, that is good, because the FBI people are on it. They're trying to figure out who these people are who are scamming and basically ransoming their data and ransoming their company. It's horrible that they do that, but I'm glad that they're starting to get a smackdown, at least identify who the hell they are.
Blockchain and crypto are neither good nor evil. They are amoral. It just depends who's using them in the hands of people that are unscrupulous, then you have unscrupulous things happen. Good news here in the United States of America. The state of Ohio is going to become the first state to accept Bitcoin as tax payment, according to the Wall Street Journal. It's only for businesses initially, and then individual taxpayers in the future. But you can, if you're a business in Ohio, you can register to pay all of your taxes in Bitcoin.
That's good. Now, you know what? This is a key indicator of crypto becoming more mainstream, right? I mean, that's great news. And here's what's going to happen is you're going to pay in Bitcoin for your taxes. There'll be some stable coin or some conversion over to, fiat immediately. And a lot of, I don't know if governments are using tools like coinpayments.net or not, or using Shapeshift or some of those other ones where they can convert that money easily. But that's really what needs to happen, and that's what is happening more so. So I find this really interesting. I think that more and more states are going to, I think Georgia had something going on about accepting crypto.
Georgia and Arizona, both of them fell short to move forward. Politicians get involved, and most of them, they don't understand this stuff, right? If you were to ask most members of, Congress, what is Bitcoin? I bet you most could not explain to you any more than it's a digital currency.
Yep. Well, you've heard. I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the Zuckerberg thing whenever he went to Congress. I mean, most people don't even know what the hell internet is. They're all like, "Well, so what do you do over there?" Like, "Well, we sell advertising." Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, they're so clueless about Facebook, and Facebook's been around since 2004. You mean to tell me they're going to be crypto and blockchain experts? No, they don't even know how to turn on their computer. Most of them, probably, at least the old ones.
On the other side of the world, the University of Tokyo. Tokyo is a place on my bucket list. I really want to go there someday.
Have you been in there at all? Have you been to Japan, like through an airport or anything yet?
Yeah, just through an airport, but that doesn't count to me.
I did that too, and then I had to fly back to San Francisco with the worst case of sushi food poisoning in my entire life, and that was the worst flight. Oh my God, 5 hours of dry heaving over the ocean was awesome.
That's lovely.
I'm scared of Tokyo now. I'm literally scared to go there and eat food, dude. Just go there and fast, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that delicious story.
It was good. Yeah, well, luckily I was near the restroom.
Are you done?
I'm done. Yes, for now.
Okay. So the University of Tokyo is offering a blockchain course at its graduate engineering school. There was an $800,000 donation from a consortium that includes the Ethereum Foundation and a big Japanese banker whose name I'm not going to try to pronounce. It's called
Sumitomo Mitsui.
Right. The Blockchain Innovation Donation Course. And it runs for a few years. There's corporate sponsors involved, and the goal of it is to cultivate blockchain entrepreneurs. So why would you want to do that when crypto's over?
Yeah, Bitcoin's dead. Blockchain's over. It's a big fad. You know what? Now is where we're starting to get the mainstream stuff. Now there's universities all over the world that have courses on cryptocurrency and blockchain now. More and more blockchain developers are being built or being, developed because they're learning the new skills. That's what's really missing is a lot of really top talented, blockchain developers, Solidity, and some of these other different programs that they're using. Well, learn this stuff. If you're a programmer, I had a friend of mine that I used to do business with, and he's been sort of out of the loop. And I was chatting with him, and I was like, man, it's like, I know you're a great coder. You need to start learning. You need to start learning the cryptos, man. Start learning how to code in blockchain, because if you go look on like job sites like Indeed.com, like the amount of money they pay for top developers is just ridiculous. Plus, if you hook yourself up to a nice project and get some tokens, that could be a nice big win. So a lot of opportunities with blockchain.
Remember the old Wendy's commercial with the old lady that was like, "Where's the beef?"
I do remember that.
We found the beef. It's on the blockchain.
Found the beef. Yeah. Did you also see that picture of that really big cow this week? The one where you posted that on your Facebook. Yeah, that was a huge cow.
He was amazing. Maybe I should put a link to the cow in the show notes as well, just for people's amusement. Next to Japan, South Korea, of course, on the other side of North Korea, their government has announced plans to use beef tracking blockchain tech. Yeah, so they'll be able to track the beef everywhere through the supply chain to know this is the cow it came from.
Well, it's precisely at this GPS coordinates at this moment, sir.
Right. Moo.
No, that's great though, because I mean, we have another story here later on, but I mean, there's food issues that if you don't know where that stuff come from, they just throw it all out, like the romaine issue, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's bad romaine. Oh, well, nobody's going to eat any romaine from anywhere, but you could go, no, this was romaine from Iowa, from this particular farm that went to this place into this place. Then they can go, grab that. Then they don't have to waste all of the food. It's a much better way if you have food on the blockchain, especially produce, especially meats and beef and seafood and different things. So you know where they are. That way, if those things go wrong, even like there's so many use cases on that, like auto parts, right? How many times do you hear like of a recall of some part and they go, oh, we have this major problem with this component, but they don't know which cars that's in because they never tracked it on the blockchain. Now, as blockchain starts tracking all that stuff, way more accountability, that technology and transparency is going to allow them to eliminate a lot of those extra costs that come from those recalls.
Travis, why don't we move that story and do it now? I'm gonna bump it up the show notes here. Let's do a quick edit. We're gonna drop this story before the Kin story. Let me find it. Let's see. Here we go. Well, and along those lines, there's a story on Forbes what blockchain has to do with turkey, romaine lettuce, and food safety. Bruce Y. Lee, who's a contributor in the healthcare section of Forbes, has written this story that will tell you about the companies that are getting involved, the government agencies that are getting involved, and why this is so super important that we use blockchain to track our fruits. The words are not coming out. Why it's so important that we use blockchain to track our food supply. IBM is one of the ones we've covered in the past that's referenced here in this article, the IBM Food Trust. They've got 10 different partners that are showing how blockchain can be used to trace food. Walmart is, tracing leafy greens using the IBM Food Trust. And there's so many more use cases that are now popping up.
It's actually a really cool website. Go check out the link in the show. It's ibm.com/ it's a really long one. It's solutions / it's ibm.com/blockchain / solutions / food-trust. But you can see that from the show notes from the Forbes article. If you guys have not heard, there's this continuing salmonella outbreak that's linked to turkey, and there's this E. coli thing going on with romaine lettuce. And again, if they're not able to determine the specific sources of that contamination, they just say, avoid all turkey, avoid all romaine. And that is a problem, especially when it's just like it could be like 0.001% of all romaine that's screwed up that has this E. coli, but they don't know. So the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they basically say, eliminate all of it. Be careful and don't eat any of it. And that's bad for business. Blockchain is good for business. This is another way where they can just control that and isolate the damaged goods.
There are, if you go search on Facebook, there are people named Salmonella. A lot of them. Some of them might be fake accounts.
Probably all fake, though. They're probably all fake.
I don't know. I think that some of them are probably real.
Salvador Salmonella.
Salvatore or Sally, right? There's some women on there. So, Travis, have you used this app, Tapatalk, yet?
I've used it for a long time, actually. Tapatalk is this, forum website app, right? So there's a couple of websites that I go to, chiefsplanet.com, which is obviously Kansas City Chiefs based, message board. It's built on VB Bulletin. And there's a couple other ones that I would go to. And then basically this just aggregates all of those forum sites that use VB Bulletin, or maybe even PHPBB is another bulletin board code. But the different sites they'll pull in. And so you have this huge, amazing list of forums that you can go into. There's a Kansas Jayhawk one that I'll go into, but Tapatalk is a great app. And this latest piece of news is they're going to start rewarding its 300 million users with Ken cryptocurrency, which Ken was created by Kik. Kik has, created this sort of open source cryptocurrency called Ken. and the price right now is near its all-time low, and it's gaining more and more adoption. To man, I can't believe how low the price is, and the great news that's coming out around it.
Yeah, it's at 0.000029. I mean, that's
what?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait,
let me see here. So
now, of course, there's only 10 trillion of them in supply. But the market cap is almost 22 million on it. And there's got to be a lot of people hodling because the Kin app is pretty cool.
Wow. That is like less than 1,000th of a penny, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Good Lord.
You can have many Kin. So these guys they're going to reward the Tapatalk users. 300 million of these users are going to get Kin crypto. That's a pretty solid partnership.
Yeah, right? There's been some other really cool apps that's popped out with Kin. Like, what was that one called? Kinit, Kinit, where you literally go there and you answer some survey questions and then you earn Kin. And then, but in that app, they have Kin pegged to a penny. So once you get 500 points, then you're able to exchange that out. I got a $5 Amazon gift card just for answering questions on that. So, I mean, I know you did too. I think you got an Apple or something.
I did.
You had a real apple and you ate it and it was crispy and delicious.
Remember our friend Patrick Byrne, the CEO of Overstock? We had him on very early, and Overstock is making a super bold move here, though. They apparently are selling off their retail business to put their focus on blockchain.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? I mean, we've had great conversations with Patrick. We've had one conversation, and then I know also that Rachel had a conversation with him. I would love to get him on the show again to talk about this move, because Overstock, they're everywhere. I mean, they wanted to become like an Amazon, but he said that basically, the price that they are, profits at the end of the year are going to be nowhere near where profits are going to be when it comes to blockchain. So he basically said, let's actually move our business over and focus on our blockchain investment arm and our T0 project and our other stuff, and move out of the retail business.
So the question is what happens if they are acquired by Amazon or Walmart? Because Overstock accepts crypto. So if an acquisition takes place, will those businesses continue to accept crypto? Could that be the doorway that opens up? I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
What are they going to do? They're going to spin off. Are they still going to be called Overstock, or they're going to spin off all their blockchain stuff into one project and then just sell all the other assets and say you can't have any of these blockchain stuff if you try? Because right now, if somebody came in and tried to buy their company because the price goes down low or whatever, they could go in and do one of those, try to take a company over. Couldn't they? They would get all the assets at that point. I don't know. That's just mergers and acquisitions and hostile takeovers, and I just don't understand all that.
I don't either, but I'm looking forward to this. We've been talking for close to a year now about Siren Labs coming out with the first blockchain-enabled smartphone that will be more secure than your current Apple or Android device, and will also act as a cold storage unit. Apparently, they're getting closer and closer to launching this thing. Do we have a date on it?
Don't see a date, but they have their own token, the SRN token for Siren Labs. They were able to raise about $157 million on their ICO, and this is going to be an Android-based, and it's called the Finney smartphone, Finney, for Hal Finney, who was the guy who received the very first crypto or Bitcoin transaction from Satoshi Nakamoto.
So here's the only thing that gives me pause. It's still a Google phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So me too.
My goal is to get off of all things Google completely. I mean, my email, Drive, Docs, I want to get everything off of Google, and that is my goal in 2019 to
de-Googlefy.
To de-Googlefy, because I don't trust them. So, I have an approach avoidance feeling about the Siren phone.
Well, because it is Android. I have an iOS device. There's so many things, so many complaints that could be made, but like here we are, we got these space age phones, and everything should be amazing. Just like what's the dude said. Here we are, we're flying in airplanes and on Wi-Fi. Everything should be amazing when we're still bitching. But we want privacy, we want security, we want privacy. If we have crypto on our phone, it needs to be secure. We did have an amazing podcast interview that came out last week with the CEO of Rivets, Stephen Sprague, and Vinny Lingham of Civic, and they're working on a process as well for phones, which is really interesting. So Siren Labs is doing some stuff right now as well, but there are some other people in the works that are doing things to make the world a better, safer place for blockchain and your phone. Because I remember John McAfee made this quote on one of his things. One of his presentations not long ago said, if you're keeping your crypto on your phone or you're keeping your crypto on your computer, like there's going to be one day where that all just gets wiped out. Somebody's just going to steal it all. There's going to be a coordinated attack. You got to keep that stuff in hard wallets. You got to keep that stuff in cold storage. You can't leave big amounts of crypto in easily accessible locations because you will get hosed. So blockchain phones are going to be something that we're going to see more of moving forward, and 5G, as we move to that space as well. Hopefully we get a new decentralized mobile operating system that is compatible with some of these existing apps, because that could be huge.
Yes, please. I bounced the next story, Trav. Let's for time here.
Retail on that. Okay, retail on blockchain. Goodbye.
To this Amazon one.
Okay, speaking of Amazon.
Yeah, and speaking of Amazon, this article on CoinDesk is all about Amazon has launched a new service for building blockchains. They announced Wednesday at their Amazon's Invent conference. The AMB, Amazon Managed Blockchain Platform, is a fully managed service that makes it easy to create and manage scalable blockchain networks. You'll be able to build platforms using Hyperledger Fabric or Ethereum, but Ethereum is not yet available. So you can't use crypto to buy anything on Amazon, but clearly Amazon has their eyes on blockchain. They understand the demand, and they want the users to be able to create blockchain solutions on their platform.
Well, imagine this too, Mr. Joel Comm. We've had conversations about masternodes, and we're going to, have a greater discussion soon about, what the hell a masternode is. But what's interesting about that is that a lot of times you're hosting a masternode, you need to host it on a nice computer, a nice server in a secure way. So I could see Amazon Web Services, AWS, becoming a place where more people are holding and storing masternodes and running masternodes off of AWS. So that could even become more of a consumer play, not an enterprise level play, but it can be somebody who wants to have masternodes. If you can easily scale those up on AWS, that could be really convenient, because right now, for most cases, if you want to do a masternode, you got to go to the C prompt on your computer. You got to type all this stuff in. Maybe you got to even go into Linux and do all this stuff that most people have no idea how to do. But some masternodes are getting so simple, which is like a one button click, and it installs your masternode for you. We'll have more conversations about masternodes coming up in the next couple of weeks or month or so.
Years, decades. Well, we're going to talk about them at some point.
Yeah.
Yes, Master. So remember last year when CryptoKitties became all the craze and people were able to buy and sell air, basically, these images of cats on blockchain. Well, now somebody has taken that idea to the real world space, and they are creating and launching the first collectible physical toys on blockchain. It's called Crypto Kaiju. And there are 130 different vinyl toys that are traceable on the Ethereum blockchain. And they're fun looking too. They're like, they're very Japanese in their style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you go to cryptokaiju.io, that's crypto, KAIJU.io, you can look at their website. It talks about how it all works. These collectible vinyl toys. There's provenance, which means you're able to authenticate each particular kaiju as it is sent out. Then you're going to have the various different. Kaiju is based on your favorite cryptocurrencies with a range of different designs planned for each release. So like each batch is going to have different variants based on if you're paying with Ethereum or paying with Bitcoin or something. I don't know. Each toy is backed by a non-fungible token, meaning that no two kaiju are exactly the same. That has to be a nightmare when it comes to mass productions of them.
Well, it says here that each one will be represented by a token that is in a smart contract, and each toy's got its own unique metadata. So that's going to include its birthday, its gender, color, a description, and 2 personality traits. For example, intelligence and creativity. Certain traits and colors will be scarcer than others. So, it's like having the rare crypto kitty, only these will be physical toys. And of course, collectible toys are a huge market, like those Funko Pop, things that you see everywhere.
My kid's got one of those loot crates, right? And he gets some of those like pop things that pop in every single month. They actually have subscriptions on this, so you can get an individual kaiju with the Genesis. Beginning with Genesis, every month, limited quantities of individual kaiju will be purchased online, $55 each. Or you can buy the mini Monster Marathon subscription and get a crypto kaiju sent to your home every month for 6 months. Or you can do the Mega Monster one for 12 months, where every month you get a new one sent to you, and it's a one of a kind, and they'll look funny on a shelf, crypto things on your shelf, probably.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to get one.
I'm not going to lie, we're probably both going to get one, just because it'll be funny, and then we'll hold it up, and then we'll talk about it.
Our crypto kaiju. Nice. And speaking of pop culture, our last story for this week, I have not seen Wreck-It Ralph 2 yet. I saw the first one. It was okay, but the second one's getting really good reviews. I kind of want to check it out. Apparently, there is a moment in it that there is a crypto cameo. There's some quick screenshots in the film that would indicate that it is crypto aware.
Interesting. I've not seen any of the Wreck-It Ralphs. I don't know anything about Wreck-It Ralph, and I have nothing to add to this.
That's perfect. I love when you have nothing to say. It's rare, but it's I embrace that moment.
Well, normally I'll just bullshitify. If I don't know what to say, I'll just say something.
Good at it. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining us for our Bad News episode. If you have not yet evangelized a friend to the Bad Crypto Podcast, this would be a great time to do it. Either say, hey, I need to check out your mobile device there, and then say, let me just take a selfie, but pretend like you're taking a selfie, but then actually go and install or subscribe them to Bad Crypto in whatever they use to listen to podcasts. And if you're at their desktop computer, just kind of go there and set it as their homepage.
Or you can just tell your friends to send them a link, badco.in/210. That is our intro to crypto podcast episode that we did around Thanksgiving this year. We've done a few of those, but that's the latest one, giving you the update. So if somebody wants to know about the cryptos, send them that, and then let them, do their own due diligence and research and go down the rabbit hole, because that's what you did. Just help them go down the rabbit hole nice and easily.
Do your own diligence and do it well. Thanks again. We'll catch you guys soon, Lee, on another episode, because we're like the bad penny. It keeps turning up.
Mm-hmm. We love you guys so much.
We'll be back. Stay bad. We'll be back. I'll be back.
I'll be bad.
Hey, and
I was thinking of this. So if we have our bad coin and we have master nodes, we should call them bad astronodes.
That's funny. So I found the crypto kaiju. It's cryptokaiju.io.
I mentioned that there in the show.
And I am clicking buy now because I have, let's see, Genesis vinyl toy. I'm just going to get one. Add to carts, $55.
How do we know what it's going to look like? They're just going to give us whatever one they want.
You're just going to get a random one. Flat rate of $22 shipping, so it ends up costing you $77. Can I pay in crypto?
Yeah, you think you'd be able to? I think I'm gonna be doing the Monster monthly subscription box.
Really?
I don't know.
That's a lot.
We could give them out. You can give them $80 shipping. Good Lord.
Yeah, I'm buying one.
I'm buying one as well.
So you you pay with it. You can put an Ethereum address on here, so it gets put onto your, I guess, in your wallet, right?
We get a crypto kaiju.
They send you an ERC 721 token.
Oh, nice.
So I need my ETH address.
Get my ETH address now. Are we still live?
We're still live. We're not, but this, the show's over.
Show's over.
Gang. Go home.
You have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Show's over. Yeah, we're just chatting for people that are hanging out and for our own amusement. Because I do amuse myself. I do amuse myself so very much when I do talking things.
I amuse myself and sometimes abuse myself, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm putting my Ethereum in there. I'm doing this. This is happening. Are you buying one too?
Doing it right now.
Nice. We're such nerds.
Oh, but you put your address in there. We've specified my address, but now I got to pay with a credit card.
Right.
Oh, I can pay with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
all right. I can. Perfect.
I'm gonna pay with another.
Oh, I got to go to Coinbase though to do that. I don't think I have anything. I don't think I have anything in Coinbase.
Oh, I don't have anything in Coinbase. So I will go old school and pay with my credit card, my American Express. I have read and agreed to terms and conditions. Yes, that is fine. Subscribe to the newsletter. Sure. Keep me going. All right. I have fully nerded out.
I have fully placed my order as well. I think you beat me by a couple seconds.
I have crypto kaiju. Be interesting to see what we get. When are they shipping?
But that's brand new. That news came out today. So we might be one of the first 130 ever on these.
When do these actually be? Genesis launches in November. We expect to have the full batch dispatched within 30 days.
Okay.
And
I'm order number 979. What are you? 978?
980.
You're 980? Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. You're right behind me. But we'll have sequential things somehow.
Crypto kaiju.
Well, we got the first 1,000, folks. That's pretty fancy.
Wax on, wax off. Pink fence.